What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another Sinoalice video here on the channel. And today, guys, we're going to be going over how you guys should be going after using your AP to evolve enhanced gears for your main grid and your subgrid, and what should you guys be equipping overall, and how you guys should be using your exchange shop as well in combination with your AP. So, first of all, disclaimer, this is going to be a completely situational basis of what you guys are looking to do in your particular guild as it relates to PvP. PvE, you guys can use 20 of your main class and it doesn't matter, but for PvP, you may have to take out some of your main class gear and to compensate for other pieces. Like, say if you're a breaker, you may have to throw hammers, spears, and bows to offset a lot of things in your matchup, because you are going to want to help as much as you can to trigger your demon summons. And at least in my experience so far in PvP, these sword demons have not been showing up for us. So it has been primarily archers and hammers. So a lot of us are having to either put in hammers or bows, or we're having to switch off of breaker, which we're in the midst of discussing in our guild how we can accomplish that. So just keep that in mind, that like, this particular advice will not be concrete for every single DPS character, every single DPS player. It's all, dependent on what your particular guild is looking for. But we can at least show you guys where to go to evolve these gears, what ones you should focus on and should not focus on. So if we look at my main grid, guys, you guys see here, I have 4, 6, lots of different swords here. So if we actually count them, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 swords. And then spears, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 spears, it looks like. And then I think bows, we have just 1, it looks like. I believe just 1 bow now. I used to have more. And then hammers, we have 1, 2, looks like 2, right? I think we have 5 spears, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 4. So 4 spears. It looks like 2 hammers. So I probably need to work some more hammers in here. Yeah, I think I only have 2 hammers now. So for me personally, I'm probably going to be taking out some of these SR swords and putting in some SR hammers if I can. So we'll see how that goes, but that's going to be my long-term goal. So like I said, this will completely depend on what you guys are looking to build. Now, when it comes to the sub-gear, that really doesn't matter. If I were you guys, anything that's natural SR, I would just level to 60. So like if we take this SR orb, for instance, which I'm not a mage, but look, we almost have 3,000 stats on this at level 60, using no evolution materials, which is the big thing, because getting evolution materials is a huge stamina sink. So you want to try to capitalize on the natural stat values in your subgear as much as you possibly can, and not, because you're not going to be using abilities on any of these. These are just giving you extra 10% stats overall, and you can pick and choose, like, yeah, this is a magic attack base, but you're not going to be getting so much from these stats that it's really going to matter too much, especially right now in the game. I would just take whatever natural SRs you guys have and then level them to 60. If you have the limit broken, if you really want to level them to 65, something like that to give you a little bit extra push, you can, but level 60 for an SR is fine. My S's, I went to about 50 as well. That's when I went to 58. But if you look here, like even at 58, 2396 to the 2300 stat here. So, or 2948 stat there. So almost 3000 there, and then about 2300 at 58. So if we go to like the hammer here, that is at 50, 2100. So a difference of almost 800 stat value. So that's why it doesn't really matter if you're putting in support weapons here. What the important thing to do, guys, is to make sure you guys are using your highest rarity possible. So what I'll do, actually, I'm probably just going to de-equip this hammer here, since my guild is needing more hammers, and I'm just going to go ahead and put this in my main grid. And I may even level this S1 to 60 and see how close it gets to this SR, because they both do go to 60, 24, 42. That is a pretty big difference. So more than likely, if I do want to use this in my main grid to help out in my Guild Wars, I probably will have to evolve this. So granted, we are going to be getting a new legendary sword coming next Monday. I'm probably going to hold off for now because I'm not going to have the materials to do that. So I'm going to have to wait for now, but I can definitely swap out a hammer for a sword here to give me 3 hammers again, which will help my guild a little bit. But as far as the subgrid goes, it doesn't really matter. So basically, main grid guys, you have to get with your guild, see what they need, see what you can compensate as far as your main grid goes, of like how many optimal, different weapon types you need. If you're a DPS, you're gonna go between spears, hammers, blades, and bows. So you got to see like, hey, we need to have 5 bows from you. We need to have 5 hammers, and then you can do like 10 of your main. So if you have at least 10 of your main, that probably is going to be fine. You're going to get enough of those damage bonuses from those mains, and then you should always basically have a main access available. So once again, this is going to determine how lucky you were, what you pulled, things like that. There's so many factors that go into this, so I can't like give you guys an exact like concrete information on that. But this is just kind of a good guideline to go with. Do the best you can, but definitely anything that's SR, that is just blank, not leveled, just go and put that in your sub gear. Like I said, you're going to get, let's see how much like the staff app gave me, 29, 28. So about the same as the orb. So just get those, because those are basically 3,000 stats, which is going to give you basically 300 stats extra per SR level 60 gear in your sub gear. So very, very good. So make sure you guys do that. Don't only put in like DPS gears. You guys can use the support gears as well. And then eventually, if you pull multiple copies of them and you max limit break them, go ahead and feed them in to max limit break them. You have then the option, you can just save them forever, or you could feed them in later once you get further in the game. But right now, I would just save them for now, limit break them, get the medals, get the charm medals for yourself. So now if we go into evolution, we're going to talk about how you guys can go about evolving your gear and what ones you should evolve. So obviously, anything that is a main gear, if you guys are free to play, you probably are going to want to do S to SR. So like for S, for instance, here, you're going to have 45 claws, 20 scales, and then 5 of the eyes. So that is what it's going to cost to evolve a S gear. When you guys go into the SR gear, so let's click on one of our SR pieces right here. You guys are going to see here massively more. You guys are going to need no claws, but you're going to need 40 scales, 15 eyes, and then 5 of the dragon shackles. So it is a huge, huge, huge stamina dump to try to get 40 scales on top of everything else. So what you guys are going to have to do, obviously, the very first thing to get these evolution materials, and like I said, I recommend for your main class, everything SR absolutely evolve, and then to a legendary, and then probably get at least enough S's to where you can have at least 10 on main gear weapons. So I would say half your grid should be your main gear, even if you are trying to help out your PvP. Like I said, there's like, say your PvP needs bows and hammers, put 5 bows, 5 hammers, and what you're going to have to do is just save those for the demons. You want to try to hold on to those as much as you can for the demons. So cycle through what you need to, but try to save those if you guys are anticipating hammer and bow demons for PvP. That's just kind of side note for PvP, which I've been learning the last couple of days. So just keep that in mind. But as far as your main, try to have 10 legendary and SR finalized, optimally in your grid. And so once you guys figure out what I need to evolve, what materials I need, obviously you're going to go to story. This is going to be the all-around way to get your materials. And right now, a good example, we have water and wind, 2 of the top elements, if not the 2 top elements in the game currently overall, especially for DPS. And you guys are going to go in here. And what you guys will do, you guys can look here, go to your drop rates, and then you're going to see what drops here. So from intermediate on both colors, they're going to have the same drop rates. Obviously, you guys can get scales, you guys can get claws, and you guys can get eyes. So for the scale grind, you guys could do intermediate or you guys could do advanced. Either way, they're both will kind of like give you drops, but you will get, I think like pretty much guaranteed, or like 90% chance you will get 2 scale drops at advanced. which costs 45 stamina, which is 15 stamina more than intermediate. I only say this because I tend to leave more in advance, because while I'm also getting my skills, I can get excess amounts of eyes and the dragon shackles, which still can be used for future, even if I don't need that many eyes or shackles to the current weapon I'm trying to evolve. They're good things to get down the road for other things. I'll go over, guys, what I mean by that is because you can actually utilize your exchange shops as well to get excess fragments per month, as well as special event shops, which we're going to go to in a little bit. So basically what I'm trying to say is I tend to leave more in advance, simply because it's more of a guarantee to get those skill drops, as well as to also have a higher chance probability of getting eyes and shackles. Now, if you guys are like just swimming in eyes, you got like 60 eyes and you got like 20 shackles, you know, you're set for a while on weapons, then, you know, go ahead and roll the dice on intermediate, and hopefully you guys get some good RNG drops there. But like I said, advanced, I think it's like guaranteed at least one, and most of the time you get two. So, you know, you will have a higher probability rate overall RNG-wise to get the scales on advanced. So, just my little 2 cents. And plus, like, you guys aren't going to need the claws if you guys are working on SR, natural SR gear. You only need scales, shackles, and the eyes. So just so you guys are aware of that. So that's how you guys get them first, is in, obviously, the evolution mysteries. Now, you guys can get them in certain story modes. I'm not going to go into story. They are there, but they are low drop rate. So while you guys are doing, like, your first time clears getting gems, I think it's, like, in hard mode, and then maybe in Act 2, there's some spots where you can get these scales as well. But don't, like, rely on those. Definitely, if you guys are looking for scale drops, or eyes or shackle drops, definitely lean into the evolution mysteries, time dungeons that are going to be open daily. When they do appear, they will be open for full 24 hours, so you have lots of time to use your purifications, save up stamina, use your purification tickets, things like that to get your materials. So the next thing to do is whether you guys should be going into the metal exchange shop and what you guys should be exchanging. So the first place you guys can get these are going to be the charm metals. So you can get these at the bottom here, I believe. Let's see here. Yes, so you can get the materials for charm metals. So you get the charm metals from either limit breaking gear, selling gear, fusing gear, or you guys will get them daily as well from our Coliseum. Now, while they are here, I do not recommend getting these. What I recommend you guys do for the charms is always to save up your 1,000 to get your 300 crystals. So I think this is like the #1 priority that gives you guys a free multi a month. So I do recommend you guys try to save for that if possible. And the other thing you guys could do, if you guys notice, you actually could trade in 50 charm metals for 1 sealed dragon puppet. So if you guys don't have this, that's actually very good value. That is the only weapon, I believe, in the shop that's a SR that you guys... Oh, and steel wings and shell wings. But shell wings is 10, so if you guys actually end up going orb, then you guys could do that. If you guys were playing mage for like PvE, or if you randomly are playing it for PvP even though it's not recommended, you can do that as well. But they are really, really cheap for those first time buys. So if you guys are looking for them, you guys can do that. I just don't recommend it because they are not the best overall for comps. But if you guys are looking to get them just as an SR gear to put in your subgrade, you guys can do that. But I do think they were given out for free. But what you can do is you can basically buy the sealed dragon puppet, and you guys can buy the shell wings, and then you can just limit break them, because you're going to get, I think you do get like 64 charm medals for limit breaking. So actually that is value. You basically would spend 60 charm medals to then get like 120. So you actually double your investment. So I'll go ahead and do a test on that, let you guys know in the next video I'll record on that. And I'll leave that, like, this video as a card so you guys can reference back. But yeah, so you guys can do that for the charm medals. But overall, I do recommend you guys save up for your class weapons for the charm medals. It's probably the best overall thing you guys can do besides getting the gems. So that's what I would recommend overall. And there is a Tricky Wisp Nightmare as well. So you guys can get that as well. So for the charm medals, that's what I would recommend. I would not recommend buying the evolution materials at all with your charm medals. That's like one of the very last things to do. So next, let's go into the nier metal shop. So this is going to be just like we had with the past metal shop we had with Shattered Memories, where you guys looked in here, the chrono metals, we had that going on where you guys can get the evolution materials in the exchange shop. And this event's actually really good because you guys can get tons and tons of these metals, not just from grinding the event, but you guys can also get them in mission rewards for doing co-op and story modes, for evolving gear. You guys are going to get 1,000 daily for your login bonus, as well as you guys are going to get these as well for PvP. So you have so many ways. You don't even have to farm the event to get these. So that's pretty fantastic, actually, that they give you a lot of opportunities to get these. And there's just so many different materials you guys can get. I've already bought out most of the blue, and I did today just buy out all of the armor stuff. And I recommend getting the armor stuff first because you guys are going to be getting free 8 armor gear in this event. So get your armor stuff first, then work on what element you guys are focusing on, which most of us will probably be blue as of right now since we are fighting a fire event. But I highly recommend you guys get all the scales, all the eyes. I already got the dragon shackles. There's dragon shackles in there as well. So this is another great opportunity to not have to waste all your AP on just farming the evolution mysteries, where you guys can go into the event, farm all this stuff. You also are going to be getting gear drops once you guys get into hard mode. You guys will actually get the armor drops for the nier armor for 2B, and you can actually use that not only to level up 2B's armor of what you're using for your particular class, but it's also going to level up your story skill, which is going to give you more PvE damage for this event. So pretty fantastic on your water weapons only though. So this is a fantastic way, guys, to definitely get your weapons maxed out. Now the final way of what, and I think it's going to be a way a lot of people are going to do, is to use your friend metal shop. So every day, you guys know, you guys can buy, I already bought it today, but you guys know you guys can buy, spend 1 friend metal, and you guys, if you're royal, you can get 5 of these a day. I believe if you're non-royal, it's 3 a day, if I'm not mistaken. But you guys can get 5 of these a day if you're a royal user. I believe 3 if you're a complete free-to-play user. And you guys can get, for 1 friend medal, you guys can get 5 gems. Always definitely do that. An extra 5 always helps. Once you do that, though, if you're a royal, you'll have 4 extra medals left over. Now, what that equates to is you guys can get skill gems. That's a very good way to use them as well. But for me, what I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to be buying my scales. So you guys can buy, what is this? 30 scales a month. So that's going to equate to you using 2 friend medals. So that's basically going to be needing 60 friend medals to convert to buy all those scales a month. I highly recommend this because skill to stamina ratio is really, really bad. This is going to save you a lot on stamina. So if you guys are good on evolution materials, then the next thing I would buy obviously would be the skill gems. But for me, for instance, I'm going to go ahead and buy a bunch of these. So I think I need 10 or something like that. Or no, I'm sorry. I don't need the eyes. I need the scales. So I'm just going to go and buy 10 right now. I can't remember how much I have right now. So I'm just going to go and use 10 right now just for the sake of the video. And they go to your present box. So yeah, guys, definitely take advantage of your friend metal shop, of your limited time event shop to get your materials. You don't have to go do all your farming to get your evolution materials and purely mysterious evolution. The evolution stage, you guys can use this as well. So that's going to be the video, guys, as far as where to use your stamina, where to get the evolution materials, what you guys should be evolving, what you guys should not be evolving, what you guys should be putting in your sub gear, and what you guys should be putting in your main gear, and how many pieces optimally of each different type of gear, depending on your role, what you guys should use. Like I said, this is completely could change. You could be using 15 main and only like 5 from other classes. It all depends on what your guild is going for. Like if your guild is like, I want all hammers, and you're a crusher, go and run 20 hammers if you got 20 hammers. So it all is really dependent on that. But I think this was a good video to show you guys at least where you guys can get the materials other ways besides just going into the evolution mysteries to get all those drops. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy today's video, make sure you guys drop a like down below, hit subscribe if you guys are new, and ring that bell for future notifications so you do not miss the next Sinoalice video here on the channel. Thank you guys so much once again for watching. Be safe out there, wash your hands, all that good stuff, and we'll see you all next time.